Hi, welcome to the Digital High Street interview series where we talk to our founders and some of our community affiliates so that you can get a sense of some of the incredible people in your community. We're filming today at the Darling Square Community Bank. Check it out. Hi, I'm Merenia Marin. I'm the Enterprise Facilitator for the Bright Business Program, and today I'm having a little chat with Chris Ventura from Harness Projects. Hey Chris, how you going?
Good, Merenia. Nice to be here.
Thank you. Nice for you to come.
Pleasure.
So tell me, what was the inspiration for Harness Projects?
So about 3.5 years ago, myself and my co-founder Mike, we had spent a number of years in sort of a traditional education business and really observing a lot of the difficulties and challenges with getting students to be as equipped as possible for the workforce. There was always this gap between what you do in an education course and what you actually have to do in the workplace. So that was the inspiration for, if we were to redesign an educational model that solved that problem, what would it look like? And so Harness Projects was born. We focused on project-based learning being the centre of what our educational experience was like, and that included bringing in real companies into the course environment. So students were learning, but they were also practicing their skills on projects with fairly large organisations.
Yeah, I noticed that. So essentially, if a student, if a prospective customer or a learner takes on one of your packages, they will actually be working on a real life project, yes. And they kind of it enables them to develop a body of work.
Yeah, absolutely. So we focus at the moment in the design space, and to land a job in design, one of the key factors is having a strong portfolio.
Yeah, what have you done?
Yeah, exactly. What have you done as a designer? And so we do the heavy lifting for the student. We go out there, we find the organisations, we get the briefs, and we try and focus on briefs that have a social angle as well. So the students feel that they're learning, they're practicing their skills, but they're contributing to something a little bit wider than themselves. And it just makes for a great portfolio. It helps them when they go out there looking for work.
Well, and you've done projects for people like IKEA, Qantas, currently Lendlease. What are some of the major challenges that you faced in the beginning?
So, as any startup who's self-funded, one of the major challenges when we first began was finance. Basically, having to hold 2 jobs to firstly get Harness Projects off the ground, doing consulting work to bring in enough cash to pay for our living expenses as well as staffing costs and that sort of thing. So that was, first year was really tough. We even took that to the extent where we subsidised 12 months of student enrolment fees, up to 50% of their enrolment fees with our own consulting work, just to get enough students through the program once. So we had a strong case study, strong body of experience that we could then use as proof that we've got a real cool product. And so that was tough. It took a lot out of me and Mike at the time, but we're here now. So
because you're mainly focusing on UX.
Yeah, at the moment.
UX, some digital marketing, or mainly UX?
Yeah, so we're looking at a number of digital skill areas, but probably 80-90% of what we do at the moment has been user experience design and mainly driven by demand. So there's been quite a strong need for UX designers in the market. So
when I first encountered you guys, when you Harness Projects are participants on the Bright Business Program, the sense I got is it's a very forward-looking business. Like you're looking at the new economy, at what's coming down the pipeline, at not so much, including what's happening now, but it's really about being future ready.
Yeah, and that's partly the reason we just focus on skill areas that are growing, and they typically happen to be in the digital space, and they lend themselves well to this project type of learning where everything you're doing as you're learning is very practical. And the other aspect is our courses are all delivered online, so there's a secondary aspect of learning here for some people who maybe weren't so comfortable collaborating and doing projects in an online space. We've created a program that basically helps them learn how to do that as well. And obviously with everything going on in the world this year and COVID and the transition to digital, it's probably going to be really important in the next sort of few years.
Yeah, because I think it was Mike from Harness Projects, your co-founder, who said, let's face it, the new economy is going to be the digital experience economy. And I didn't actually know what UX was. until I met Harness Project. I'm not afraid. I'm not ashamed to say. But now I see it everywhere.
Yeah.
I see it everywhere.
Yeah.
And, you know, in my small circle who also don't know what UX is, am quite the expert. I know I'm sitting next to you, and I'm not paying him, but how have you found the Bright program?
So it's been about 2 years since we were part of the Bright program, and I guess for us, one of the major benefits that we found was having access to a lot of the other partners in the program. So being able to network with others, particularly because the way we deliver our courses is we need companies to provide us project briefs, and so having connections with other interesting businesses that are doing good work was just a perfect arrangement for us. So we've got a lot out of the program, and I feel super grateful for yourself and others that have driven it. So yeah, and
but you've already done a project. You've worked on a project for the Centre for Hope, which is also another Bright participant business.
They actually presented last night.
Oh,
and,
wow.
It was incredible. Geraldine, CEO, was there, and I watched the recording this morning. I can't watch them all live, but I watched the recording this morning, and there were students welling up with tears. Mike messaged me saying I've never been so moved after a presentation, because they're doing incredible work with disadvantaged youth, and so it was just so nice to see our students contribute to something like that, and it's rewarding. It's just
wow. I must say I've been participating in a Harness project, and the students, I really like the students. They come really enthusiastic and passionate. So what would you say to someone considering starting a business, just in general?
So I'd probably say just to remove any rose-coloured glasses that you might have about the entrepreneurial journey. You really do need to be prepared for a long-term commitment on a journey that's not necessarily just about the business. It's about being open to self-development, being open to being stretched in ways that you probably had never intended, and that's absolutely what happened to me first couple of years. It asked a level of resilience and persistence from me that I had never anticipated, and so some of the advice I would give to entrepreneurs who are starting out is make sure you start with a really strong health practice, whether it's physical health, mental health, those sorts of things.
Oh, this is great.
It's paramount, because there are going to be really tough times where you have to pull on those resources to be able to carry yourself through. So I learned that lesson, the easy way and the hard way.
And so, two things now. Where can we find Harness projects online and in the universe?
So you can find us at harnessprojects.com.au. You can also find us on Facebook or LinkedIn. Just search for Harness Projects, and feel free to reach out.
And if you had the entire country's attention, and I waved a wand for 2 minutes, what would you impart in regard to your business, yourself in general?
I think the burning issue that we are trying to solve at Harness Projects is to try and move the needle in the education market towards a model that is more strongly focused on learning outcomes and career outcomes. A lot of education providers talk about career outcomes, they talk about job outcomes, but the reality of a lot of their courses is that they don't deliver the real-world practical experience that students need to feel confident that they can walk into a job and start doing it. The more that can be integrated into the TEXA and AXA regulatory bodies, the better. When we don't sit within the regulatory body because we were able to do things that other providers are not, but we'd love to see all of that model move towards a more project-based view of the world.
It definitely feels like it's heading that way. You're just a little bit ahead of the curve.
Yeah, we're ploughing the snow for everyone else to.
You don't get no credit. Okay, well, it's been great to have a quick chat with you today, Chris.
Thanks,
I wish you and Mike every success. I'm a believer in the Harness projects. So, thank you.
Thanks, Merenia. Thanks to the Bright program for having us.
Thank you.